Is the Florida housing market going to crash or thrive in 2024? Let's talk about it. Hey there, welcome back to my channel. I'm Palm Beach's Paul, your local South Florida realtor, and welcome to West Palm Beach. That's Palm Beach over there. That's the Intracoastal Waterway. It's another beautiful day here in South Florida, and it's my first video of the new year, so Happy New Year to everybody. You can always tell it's winter in Palm Beach when all the mega yachts are over there. All those wealthy people, all those billionaires are over there on the island of Palm Beach and visiting West Palm Beach. And they'll be here till about April, and then they go off to their other third or fourth or fifth mansion, wherever that might be in the world. So what does 2024 hold for the real estate market? Well, it depends on who you ask. During my research, I've seen some websites say it's going to be great. Interest rates are dropping. There's a lot of inventory. It's going to make it easier for home buyers. And other reports say that the market prices are going to keep rising. They're not going to move at all. And it's going to be very difficult for buyers. So, you know, it's always depending on who you ask and what answer you're going to get. But here in West Palm Beach, there's a lot of development going on. As you can see, there's all sorts of buildings going on. You got the Bristol, which is one of the first luxury high rises that was built a couple years ago. And behind me, the high rise you see going up there, that's one Flagler being developed by the Related Group with Stephen Ross. And then you've got Phillips Point, which is an older office space, and that is going to be all office space right there. I think it's about 227,000 square feet of office space for the one Flagler. And then you can see the rest of the skyline behind me of West Palm Beach. There's a lot of money coming here, a lot of luxury condos going up, and we'll talk about a little bit more about that in the video. But what does 2024 hold for the rest of us, the regular Joes, for the real estate market? Well, we're going to talk about it. So let's go walk down here and have a conversation. So I've never done this before. I've never gone and walked on this part of Flagler. This is all part of the new bridge they built, which connects West Palm Beach to Palm Beach. And they finished that a couple years ago, but come down here and see they got this area out here. People are out here fishing, and you come out here and cruise, and instead of crossing over the street like I did the first time coming over here, I can just walk underneath the bridge and go to where I want to film. So, but look how beautiful this is. So in the background, speaking of condos, you see the Bristol right there. And then the glass one that's way back there in the distance, that is La Clara. That one's finished. And then they're working on Forte, but you can't see that from here. You see now I'm on the other side of the bridge, and we're on Flagler. It's where they do a lot of events down here in West Palm Beach. And then you got the little islands out here. It's where they do the boat show. If you've watched my channel for a while, they do the West Palm Beach boat show, which will be coming up here, I believe, in March or April. And they also do Sunfest. All those events take place down here. So the West Palm Beach waterfront and all that's really developing. It's really nice. There's a lot of money being dumped in here right now. So, and they're fixing up a lot of the stuff, the parks. But anyway, let's go talk about the housing market. All right, this is a nice spot to sit right here, and beautiful scenery behind me. So, all right, let's talk about the good for 2024. So for the 9th straight week, interest rates have come down on mortgage rates. And as of December 29th, a 30-year conventional mortgage had a 6.61% interest rate, which is pretty good considering what it was before. I mean, they were up in the 8s. So for buyers who've been holding out and thinking, you know, I'm going to wait till the interest rates dropped, well, they dropped, and they've done it for 9 weeks in a row, and we'll see if they keep dropping into 2024. But you know, that's good for buyers, but that also means that there's going to be more of you out there looking for homes. So from a report that I read today, home buyers should see some positive news in regards to the real estate market. There's more homes on the market. There's been a slowdown in the number of sales. So those two items combined will help buyers out. There's also been a big slowdown in condo sales, which means there should be more condos available. Now, I know a lot of you just watched my video about condos and everything that's going on, and 2025 is going to change a lot of that. And it's already changing things with like all the assessments that are taking place. And let's not forget about the insurance cost. But there are a lot more condos available, which means buyers have a little bit more leverage in making a buying decision. But that report said these changes will only be slight. So it's going to be a slight change for buyers. It's not going to be a buyer's market where buyers have complete control and they can get anything and everything. Now, I will tell you, I'm working with a buyer right now, a VA buyer. He was able to get the offer accepted for about $4,000 less than asking price. I did another buyer recently where we closed on a property and they got that property for about $50,000 less than asking price. It was obviously a much higher priced house, and they also were able to get some credits for repairs. So buyers do have that leverage right now, but keep in mind, if the interest rates keep coming down and everyone jumps on the bandwagon and says, okay, I'm ready to go buy, sellers are going to realize that, listing agents are going to realize that, and when they start getting 15 and 20 and 30 people come through the door to their open house, they're going to probably be telling listing agents, hey, Paul, we need to up the price. My home is priced too low. So now, experts do think that the housing market has reached its peak. They think that they've reached the top of what people can ask for on their homes, and it should start leveling off, but it's not going to take a nosedive. They don't think that the prices are going to drop. And I see a lot of other YouTubers talking about that, and I haven't seen the prices drop that drastically yet. So we'll see, but a lot of the experts say no, they're not going to drop, like do a nosedive. In just a few minutes that I've been videoing, the weather's gone from sunny and hot, and I was actually sweating. It's been kind of cool. It's not hot, but it was getting warm, to a lot of clouds, and it looks like it might be getting rainy, but that's just kind of the winter weather pattern we have right now. But I do like the cool breeze and the no humidity. So let's talk about median sales price on homes. So I'm going to use Miami, even though I'm in Palm Beach County. We'll use Miami-Dade because it's a much larger area. But so the median sales price for a home in like Miami is $615,000, and for a condo is about $420,000. So obviously those numbers are going to change for Palm Beach County. They're going to change for anywhere, but that's just giving you guys an idea of what it would be if you're buying down in the Miami-Dade area. And the average rental down in Miami is $3,200 a month. Now they have said that those numbers have been coming down as there's more rentals available, but again, it's all about supply and demand and where you're renting. So that number obviously can change depending on where you're looking, condo, single family home, on the water, out west, whatever it is. But there are more and more rentals available now, and the demand for them is not nearly as high as it was about a year ago. So that's good if you're looking to look for a place to rent. So a lot of times people will ask, what is a good buyer's market, or when is it going to be a buyer's market, Paul? Well, you have to understand that's all based on the number of homes that are on the market, right? If there's a whole bunch of homes available for you to buy, then that means prices are going to go down, and that's a buyer's market. So currently the housing market has about 4.4 months of homes down in Miami-Dade County and 6.8 months of condos. So you can see there's more condos available than single family, but it's still not a buyer's market. Back in 2021, it was down to 2.1. So you can see it's gotten better, but typically a buyer's market is when there's 6 to 9 months of inventory, meaning that there's so many homes available, you have so many options that the sellers almost have to give you a deal, or they're never going to get sold because you can just go to the next house down the street. But as more and more of those properties sit on the market longer, which they are, they're no longer on the market for 2 and 3 days or even hours like they used to be. I think they're now at like 21 days as the average for some, maybe 31. I've seen some on the market as much as 150 days lately. So as more of those properties sit longer and more properties come on the market, then the inventory will grow for you as a buyer, and that will give you more options to shop. And again, the prices might not take a big drop, but with that much competition, you may be able to negotiate a better deal with the seller. And by the way, if you didn't pick up at the beginning that I am a licensed realtor in Florida, I can help you guys with buying and selling and investing and renting here in South Florida. And if you're looking somewhere else in the part of Florida, but you don't know a good realtor, reach out to me. I have a great referral network. I can put you in touch with a good realtor in Tampa, Orlando, St. Pete, wherever it is, and I can get you hooked up with someone that can help you out. And a lot of my friends do videos just like me, so reach out to me. All my contact information is down below, my email, and I'd be happy to help you guys out. That's Palm Beach over there. That's the luxury market. Luxury market is defined as homes that are $1 million and more. Those are much more than $1 million. Beautiful island. Speaking of luxury, I am not one of those people over there, but I do like making these videos for you. So if you guys want to help support me, I do have a link that you can go to. It's called Buy Me a Coffee. It's just a fun little way that you guys can help support the channel so I can keep making videos like this, buy equipment, pay for some of the places that I have to get into that I might not necessarily be able to get in for free, right? And it just helps support the channel. And then obviously if you guys like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And if you click the link to get notified of all my videos, the little bell, then you'll know when I go live. And every once in a while, I do live streams, and I do have some guests that I'm trying to work with that I'm gonna bring on the channel and do live streams from my house. So I'm gonna bring on some experts to talk to you about the real estate market and other things here in South Florida. But let's get back to the video. I think we were talking about luxury homes. So what does the luxury market hold for 2024? Well, for many people, there's a mass exodus of people from Brazil, California, still New York and other places looking for those tax breaks to move to sunny South Florida. We've had quite a few very wealthy people move here. Jeff Bezos, you may know him. He has a little company called Amazon. He's worth a few pennies. He moved to Florida. Also, you may know this guy if you're a soccer star, Messi. He moved to South Florida. So there's been quite a few people relocating here, obviously for the tax benefits and the weather. And then you also have, you know, the Wall Street of the South. As I've done my video and I've talked to you about a lot of the projects being built here, all these high-rise condos like Alba, Palm Beach, and Alara, a lot of the new condo buildings, the Ritz-Carlton, all these new projects that are going up. You have a lot of these wealthy financial people coming down here, and you know, they can work from anywhere, so they don't necessarily have to be based in New York City anymore or wherever, and they have these luxury condos down here that they're buying. And so there's a lot of money being dumped into the West Palm Beach market right now. And keep in mind, it's not just condos, there's also single family homes, a lot of luxury developments going on there with places like Jill Homes with their Lotus Palms in Boca Raton. I think they're opening another Lotus. And then you have up in North Palm Beach, you have Avenir, which is a huge development out there with lots of builders in that area, Jill Homes, Toll Brothers, Pulte Homes. So that place up there, matter of fact, I had some customers of mine who had followed me on my YouTube channel for a couple years, and they bought a property up there, up in the $1.1 million price range. So there's a lot of luxury homes here in South Florida, and the builders are still building. You know, it may have slowed down a little, but I have a closing coming up at the end of the month with one of my buyers who put under contract last year for a brand new home. All right, looks like it might rain here in a second. It's getting really windy and dark, so we're gonna go hop in the car and go drive down the street just a little ways. And so we've been talking a lot about the positive of what the 2024 market will look like, but what's the bad side? You know, some people say it's gonna be good, some say it's gonna be bad. Well, let's head up the road a little bit and we'll talk about that. That open space behind me is gonna be where Alara is gonna go. That's gonna be a new condo, luxury condo building that's gonna go up, and the city's gonna fix that up. And then they're also going to be putting a lot of money into fixing up Curry Park down here, putting millions of dollars into redeveloping this whole area along the waterfront. But again, that's for the wealthy folks who can afford that. But it is going to make this part of West Palm Beach look a lot nicer. But again, it doesn't do a whole lot for those who can't afford $1 million condos. So, but if you can, it's going to be a beautiful view. We talked about how it could be a good real estate market. But let's talk about some of the things that could still make it not a great market, the things that we still have issues with. Interest rates could go back up. They have before, they could again. Inventory, it's still not a lot of inventory. It's getting better, but there's not a lot of inventory. So we'll see how that plays out. But probably the biggest thing looming over everyone's head, whether it's a single family home or a villa or a condo, whatever it is the insurance. You know, I talked about this in the first video I did about the condo crisis. The insurance in Florida sucks. It's just ridiculous. And, you know, it's gone up 50% or even higher for a lot of people. So, you know, you saw my first video, and if you didn't, go check that video out. It's up to about 750,000 views. It's called Condo Crisis. And I talk about what's probably looming for Florida for those that own condominium buildings. You know, the HOA fees are going up to cover the high insurance costs. And let's keep in mind that a single family home in Palm Beach County, I believe, is sitting at around $650,000 for a median price. That's well above what a lot of people can afford. So doesn't leave them the option to find, you know, a house. I mean, there are homes, but if you're looking for something in the $300,000 to $400,000 price range, you're probably going to be better off getting with me and going up to Port St. Lucie like my one client did, because up there we did find a house with a new roof, new AC, swimming pool, although it needs a little bit of work, but it was priced in the $400,000 price range. Now, I'm going to say this with a bit of caution and ask y'all, please don't turn it into what everybody does. But it is an election year, right? So that also can affect the real estate market. You guys, I don't want to see a million comments about it, but I'm sure you will. But depending on what happens with the election, that always affects the real estate market. And also the weather. We are, as you see, got the water out here. It's rough, right? It's winter. Depending if we have a bad hurricane season, that's going to drastically affect. We've been blessed over here in Palm Beach County on our side. Knock on some wood somewhere, somebody. We've been fortunate not to have anything like they got on the West Coast, but that could happen. And wow, I don't even want to think about the scenario if that happens. So all in all, I'm pretty optimistic. What other choice do I have? I could be pessimistic about it and go get another job, but I'm not going to do that at my age. I'm going to lose my hat. So, you know, the only thing I still feel concerned about, as I said in my first video that some of y'all may have watched, the big video, the condo crisis, is that I really do think that's going to be a real big issue in Florida as we go into 2025 next year, when they start making everyone do those SEERs, structural integrity reserve studies. Now, keep in mind, that is not every condo building in the state of Florida, from my understanding. One, it has to be 3 stories or higher, and it has to be within a few miles of the ocean. So if you live in the middle of Orlando, I don't think that's going to affect you, but the insurance prices will. So, but, you know, as more of those people get those studies and the big assessments, you know, come, and the sellers, the owners have the option of selling, but then they have to disclose that there's an assessment. Trauma hawk flew over my head. As those sellers realize that they have these big assessments and also increased HOA fees, only time will tell what they do with the price of their condos and how many condos are sitting on the market, and whether that's going to be good for buyers or not. We'll see. We don't have an answer for that, and we'll only know when people start getting the assessments. But as I said, I've personally experienced it with one of my listings where the monthly HOA went up because of insurance. It's not a condo, but because insurance went up, the monthly HOA fee went up almost $300 on the listing that we're trying to sell. So it's going to affect people. It's getting super windy. I'm going to have to get in the car before I get blown away and get wet. So, all right, guys, 2024 market trend, market forecast, whatever you want to call it. We'll see what happens with it. The best thing I can tell you to do is reach out to me if you're thinking of moving here to Florida, and if I can't help you, I will be sure to get you in touch with an agent who can, depending on where in Florida you're looking. I'm Paul Lykins with Keller Williams Innovations, KW Innovations in Boynton Beach, Florida. All my contact information is down below. Reach out to me, shoot me an email. That's the best way to get in touch with me, and then we can have a conversation and even set up a Zoom call where we can talk about real estate. But I appreciate it. Keep supporting me. I love it. The channel's growing, guys. I'm almost to 13,000 subscribers. Keep going. Let's hit 20,000 in 2024, and I appreciate you. So wherever you are, get out and enjoy paradise. I'll talk to you next week.